Humans are going through massive change, and as you are wanting more for yourselves individually, there are keys to wisdom. It is here the key to the witness, and the being of witnessing yourself is within your heart's resonance. And as one unlocks their keys, you are all individually wise. Think of it as a big vault. Your Akashic records are a big vault. And in the vault, there is so much old wisdom. And as you unlock the vault,
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Your Superior Self. Tonight, I'm back with my best friend, BFF, Michelle Carpenter. Michelle, thank you so much for coming back on. It's been so long. Why have we waited so long to talk again? I don't know.
because you're so busy, Trey. Let's just be honest,
It's
okay?
you. You're traveling everywhere. You're going all these different cool places. I'm here in Maryland, just zooming it up, but you're traveling, going to Egypt and doing all
Yeah,
these extravagant, have these awesome plans. So I'm
yeah.
eager to catch up with you. How have you been?
I'm really, really good, thank you. And it's, you know what, you are right. It's kind of like, it feels like a long space in time, but it's actually not, because as soon as we chat again, I'm like, oh, yeah, you are, like, shit, it just felt like we spoke the other day. But I'm really good. How are you?
Good, hanging in there, just walking the path and like to your point, like it feels like yesterday we talked, but now summer is over for us. I think you're in winter, which still blows my mind how you guys are like opposite of seasons.
Yeah.
Watched the World Cup, immediately thought about you and Blair over there, Blair Steyer, who's also a channel. So while we were watching it, I was like, New Zealand, I know some people over there. Like, what do you want to know? I know that they're opposite of seasons right now. That's why they're wearing long sleeve shirts, and it blew everyone's mind. They're like, how did you know that? I was like, I know Michelle. Mm, I know Michelle. I have
Well,
I have an
you know,
insider.
well, look, this is actually, I look warm up here at the moment, but look here, I'm actually sitting with my blanket on just to give people an understanding. So it's cold, yes.
So it's kind of cool because last time, I don't think we channeled it all last time, right?
Yeah.
But you are a channel, a medium as well, and you channel the Circle of Eight, an angelic group of ascended masters or angels, or what does that look like?
So they called themselves the Council of Eight, and they had come through many, many years ago, and I didn't realize that they were that they were talking to me at the time. And I used to do a lot of hands-on work from different modalities that I've learned, and I used to see a lot of people in person, obviously up until sort of COVID happened, and then most of my clients became online. But in my connection with them, the biggest thing that I learned was to trust myself and trust the messages that were coming through. But when I was doing hands-on work, my hands kept moving a certain way, and I had these tonings that would come through me. And I use a lot of music in my therapy tray. So even online, I get guided a lot in terms of, a song that needs to be played, especially if I'm in my mediumship and a loved one's passed over. They would guide me to play a certain song. As an example, I had a client, I think it was yesterday, I'll get to where we're going with the Council of Eight, but this was part of how my upgrade was happening in my system, in my physical body and my emotional body. But I had a client yesterday where I played a Lionel Richie song, and she packed out laughing. And then she listened to the song, and then I stopped, and she's like, "Oh my God, Michelle, that was my wedding song that her mom had shared through me." And what was happening was, I've always loved music. I've grown up in a dancing background, have been a dancer for most of my life, and I started singing because vibration is vibration, and music's very good to help us heal our vibration. Hence, obviously a sad song can bring us down, or a happy song can uplift us. There's always a memory that we have with regards to music. But they started opening up my throat. Like, I used to get a lot of like just like kind of like it felt like like I was being choked a lot of the time. But in my music, in working with people, they started saying to me, "Sing. You need to start singing. You need to start opening up this portal." And my body would start to get cold. And if a client was coming for a reading, my vibration, my tone of voice became quite different. I'd say, I was first clairaudient, and I always get confused with the different senses as to, because I believe we're all clear something on some level, and I'd hear, yes, but give this information, and it was very different to somebody who had passed over. And I was like, oh, okay, so who are you? And then the one day I was sitting in meditation in my therapy room, and I just got this word, the council. And I was like, the council of what? So immediately I thought, okay, they're sitting at the table and like they're around this table, and there's this council of beings, and for me, I just wanted to see them. I wanted to see them for them to be real to me. And they would do these different things with my hands, like I said, and they're saying, Michelle, we're the council of eight. And I'm like, well, who are you? Like, tell me who you are. I just want to know. Like, tell me who you are. And they said, we come through in different energies. And this goes back about 3.5, 4 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, where they said to me, they come through in the energies of Lady Diana, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Mother Mary, Mother Teresa. And I was like, ooh, okay, that sounds great. And they showed me that they've once walked the earth planes, so that would make sense to me. And slowly but surely, as I have gone through upgrades in my trust of knowing that they come directly through me, the information, as I said to you before we started or you started to record, was the information that they share for me has been the most important. I've said to them and I've asked them, guys, can you please keep it simple? Like, I personally like simple,
Hmm.
and keep humor behind it. And let's empower people. So that's what I've loved the most, is that they plant seeds, they speak metaphorically, they speak in symbolisms, and often when a client has been or had a session with them, they come back and they will explore and share, oh, Michelle, this is what they said, this and this and this, and didn't make sense at the time, because we kind of listen with our conscious mind and we want to get everything in the moment, and then they've planted seeds along the way. But what I love, though, is in the tonings, in the opening up of my throat, in the opening up of my system, my body, in me working, they're light, they energy, they pure, for me, they source energy. So it's like we're mass. And the more my body has gone through physical upgrades, and as an example, I didn't realize that I would hit a complete crash where I couldn't talk, and my nervous system, when I would start to channel, my body would like vibrate, and I was like, what the heck, what is it, my hormones? And I would hit these massive highs, and I'd be able to go and go and go and channel and channel and channel, and then I just hit a low where I'd have to take time out for like 2 to 3 days. And I'm very blessed to have found information from the beautiful Sheila Gillette, who channels Theo. I think they're archangels. And she has, in watching her on a podcast like yours, she had said our nervous system. I was like, oh my God, of course that makes sense. But, my being, my mass body had to sort of upgrade. And the more upgrade that I went through, the more different energies came through me, and I look forward to you meeting them, because I can sing, not me, but they can sing like an opera singer. I always thought I was an opera singer, but no, I'm not, okay? Like, I'd try and channel my Lady Gaga when I was singing with clients. No, not. But what comes through my voice, for me and from what people have said, is very angelic. So if I was to describe them as angelic beings of light, what they look like doesn't matter to me.
Hmm.
It's what the messages are that come through. I hope that makes sense, and it does. I hope it doesn't sound arrogant, but that's just for me is what it's like. Deliver the messages that resonate with humans that can hear them, and that can learn that we all have innate wisdom,
Hmm.
and we all have a connection to source. There's millions of angels, billions of angels out there, Trey, billions of guides.
Hmm.
And we're all connected, we're all interconnected. Um, yeah.
I love it. Such a beautiful answer to
Thank you.
a very complex question. Have you ever seen them or one of the Ascended Masters like in physical reality?
I have. I've actually been taken up into their spaceship.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
Yep.
I did not know this.
No, it was quite interesting. I was lying on, I went to a yoga class and I was lying on my mat at the end of the yoga class and just got shown this portal and it was kind of like going up, like almost in a lift. And I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting." And I've seen them with their beautiful collars, like they've got these beautiful plumes, like beautiful gold, beautiful big. There was one commander that met me, and and it was quite interesting because when I got into the ship, it was like, okay, here you all sitting, and they all were just different form. For me, incredibly endearing, like almost like when you want to touch something, but you're like, ooh, you just no, you're too magical. Like I can't touch you. And then I had to come out of the session in yoga. So there was one commander that I met with a beautiful big head, and I'm still learning about what the different star seeds are, and I believe it was a Palladian, or he is Palladian. So I've met them in different ways, but again, to me specifically, it didn't matter what form they take. What matters is the messages that come through. And I've always said to them, please keep it from our hearts. Like, for me, heart to heart is where we resonate as human beings. And for me, that's where I'm most certainly learning what unconditional love feels like, is like, what it looks like, how it feels within me, and wanting to impart that onto others.
Mhm.
And and they're definitely different, like they're showing me now, even like they're definitely different beings, but they want us to know it doesn't matter what they look like actually, and what
Well, did they
matters is
take you up physically, like from when you were doing yoga, like physically in this reality, or was it like through a like out of body experience? Like
so
what did
for
that look
me
like?
we're energy, and for me as I'm sitting here it's kind of like I'm sitting here talking to Trey, but my energy is already like I can expand into your energy if I want to, if I choose to, and vice versa. Does that make sense? Like
But what
it's
do you
like
do if you expand that energy? Like say if you were to expand your energy from where you're at to where I'm at, what does that do?
I would be able to feel into your vibration. I'd be able to feel into your home. I'd be able to feel into, I'd be able to be shown different things that pop up and get and receive different information. So I'm able to go into your body if I had permission to do so. But it's like energy, our energy is so expansive.
Well, let's
Uh,
try it right now. I'm now you now I'm very curious now.
okay,
You have my
so
permission.
would you like me to do, okay, so I'm gonna do like a bit of a like a download, but I'm gonna feel into your body. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. And personal information, is that okay? That comes
Yeah.
through?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
I can always edit it.
of course you can.
That's right.
I'm in control. I forgot. Oh, that's funny. Clearly. But masculine is right and left is feminine energy.
I do now.
Okay. So, that's what the ancestors teach us, the spiritual masters teach us. And a lot of times we hold on to energy that isn't ours. It may be coming from our parents or our parents' parents, and, both in left and right. But, okay, hold on. I'm digressing. Let me just bring myself back. Okay. And I know this is going to sound weird when I say this, but when I feel into you, um, okay. I feel that there's unconscious energy that is sitting in your throat, okay, and I feel unconscious energy in the back of your head. And what I'm being shown is, and it's interesting because as soon as I feel into the unconscious conscious energy in the back of your head, your stomach is starting to show me spleen, 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 and pressure, 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 pressure to perform, pressure to give, pressure to perform, pressure to give. And here in your throat, there's energy of unspoken words towards your father.
Mm.
And if you note, so this is what happens. It's like I start to almost want to start to clear for you, and I'm picking up on who's the middle child in your family.
As far as my kids or my
No,
sibling,
sorry, your siblings.
my brother.
Okay, there's something to do with your middle brother, the middle child, that has brought a huge amount of, and if you could just feel into your chest right now, here, it's kind of like the energy just feels like it's almost, the word I'm getting is suffocating at times.
Hmm.
But how you've been responsible for him at times too, and helpless. And I keep being shown to be taken to your spleen. And our spleen, in my understanding, stomach and spleen, there's a lot of frustration in your spleen. Like this is the sign for frustration, but worry, just this perpetuating worry. Shit, can I do more? Do I need to do more? Can I? And it's either affecting or is starting to affect your eyesight in a certain way. Like, are you finding that you're squinting a little bit, or are
Hmm.
you like trying to zone into things a little bit more?
Hmm.
And my understanding, once again, is um, the stomach is very related to the stomach meridian is very related to eyesight. I don't know a lot about meridians, but that's what I'm being shown in the energy, the energy, the energy, the pressure, the pressure, the pressure, the pressure, the pressure, the pressure. And okay, I'm being shown your groin, your energy around your root chakra, the I am. You often feel or have felt like in the past, and again I'm being shown when you something's coming up from when you were 2 to 3 years old. So are you the oldest, Trey?
Hmm.
And how young, much younger is your younger brother?
He's 3 years younger than I am.
Okay, so that would make sense. Three. It would be a big change in my perception of a little boy being three, and then another baby coming into the home. And just notice your stomach right now as the information's coming through. Your stomach's kind of tightening. Okay, so if I was to have you as a client, I'd say just breathe, because we've got to get that energy to release so that you don't hold on to it, because it also sits within our fascia, it sits within our cells, it sits in our DNA.
Hmm.
But root and lower back, and somehow you're not feeling supported, like your unspoken words, there's unspoken words, and you're not feeling supported by what you are doing in this field of work that you're doing now.
Hmm.
But pretty much your direct family, your partner, they're showing me, and also just your direct family, like mom and dad are like, but what are you doing? Like very left logical is the family, the background, the dynamic of the family that you've come from. Does it make
Hmm.
sense?
Hmm. Are you talking about the work as far as the podcast and this type of work?
Yes, yes. It's like you wanting to push forward and you wanting to really learn more and gravitate more and learn more about giving back to humanity and how can you give to humanity. And I'm just feeling the energy in your little fingers, which is very interconnected into your heart meridian. And or your heart, should I say, your heart area. And it's like your heart's ready to open up because I have the ability to connect into your heart. And when our heart's feeling so much, but it's like your heart wants to open, it's like I'm there, but I'm gonna play it safe. Yep, I'm there. Okay, I'm gonna shit. Okay, like what happens if I do reinvent myself completely? And your guides are very strongly connecting with you right now, like very strongly. And they want to give you a good right roll kick up the butt. Okay, like got to push you out of, like out into oblivion, like almost like poof, find your wings and fly. But you on your tippy toes, you're on like the cusp of change. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Like you, and it's almost as if you and I are standing on a cliff right now, and I'm like going, jump, I've got you. And you're like, no. And I'm like, well, I'm going to push you. And you're like, yes, but Michelle, do you know that I've got a family and blah, 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 blah. I've got expenses. And I'm going, and what's your point? Like, that's what they're showing me right now. It's like, come on, we've got you. Start trusting in you.
Hmm.
And you're
So
very,
powerful.
very, very connected to Lemurian energy. That's why you love the water so much. That's why Hawaii is calling.
Uh, it is. I have no idea what the Lemurian energy is, or is that a star seed? Or
Yes, and I don't also don't know a huge amount about it, but they're very Lemurian is very in the water, loving to be with the animals, loving to be like with dolphins and whales, and just feeling into the ocean energy.
Mhm.
But yes, is my understanding. They definitely star seeds. Like I know there's a huge amount of star seeds. I'm still learning about different star seeds, but water. I just keep showing water, like water, water. Like you just love being in the water. Like the ocean is like your calling, like that's where you just gravitate towards. And I know we discussed this, so it's not new information, but the warmth in the water, like I almost see you like living with the mermaids. Like, hey.
My daughter would love that.
Really,
The youngest, yeah, she loves the Little Mermaid. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
So just seeing if there's anything else. I'm just scanning your body. Your throat feels a little bit clearer now, but right shoulder, have you hurt yourself in your right shoulder before, or have you had any?
I figure out which one it was. I've always had some type of shoulder injury. Left broke the left collarbone, tore ligaments. I think it is. Am I right?
Okay, but I'm feeling more energetically the pressure of like I've got my left, but it's your right. There's what they're showing me. It's like you carry the burden, you carry the burdens of the past. And I know that's a big thing, it's a very big general statement, but like you carry like your forefathers' burdens. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense from an epigenetic standpoint, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like a generational trauma standpoint.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I don't know if you've ever done any plant medicine,
Mm-mm.
but the once I had a client who had stuff going on with his right knee, and I just said to him, this goes back like way into grandfather. I think it was like 11 generations back in his masculine side, and I just said, I see this grandfather with a musket, and then he went and did ayahuasca. He said to me, "Oh gosh, Michelle, that information was, yep, it was clear. It's exactly," and like he just said, he saw his knee and he'd been stabbed in the knee, and but we bring that in without even knowing that we bring it in until we know. That's why the universe is so vast. There's so much that we all know, but it's just like we got to put our antennas out there and tap into it. You know, that we talk about the art of manifestation, but how do you manifest? You know,
Yeah.
it's
How
yeah,
do you? I mean, yeah, that's a great question. How do you?
yeah,
I mean, is it being in that? I mean, I don't. We're just flowing here, right? Like we were here to channel. Next thing you know, we're intertwining energies and bringing up some past traumas, ancestral traumas, and clearing out the root chakras, and uh, it's phenomenal. Now we're talking about the art of manifestation. I mean, seriously, like I feel like every time we talk, it's for like hours, like every time.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. I like kind of like open my schedule.
It's like, uh-oh, here we go. It's going to be a long one.
Yeah.
Art of manifestation,
Mm.
is that being uh is it, I mean, obviously it's kind of it definitely is an art, but is it being that frequency of what you want to be prior to receiving that, right?
Okay, so here's my suggestion. I'm going to bring the Council of Eight through,
Okay.
and because I think that's a phenomenal question, and I think that personally, I think that so many people have got different perceptions of what manifestation is. If we live in a world of abundance, which is free flow, so this is me, Michelle, the way I understand it and connect into it is we know we live in a 3D world. You're Trey, I'm Michelle, okay?
Hmm.
And we live in a world where we've got so many different belief systems. And I didn't come from a wealthy family in this lifetime. And I believe many other previous lifetimes too. In past lives, I've been exceptionally poor. But I've had to work in this lifetime on my belief systems around creating and around creating financial abundance and financial wealth. And I know that when I'm bitching and moaning about life and freaking hell and looking at, I could look at my pantry and because if my pantry and my fridge doesn't have food in it, then I'm not in for me. I'm not providing. I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm manifesting. I don't feel like I'm abundant. But that comes from a mentality and a condition of lack, which goes back many generations. Um, but that's just me. So I manifest. I sit and when I'm in an absolute happy space and I'm joyful and I just imagine my roof opening up and we have $100 notes here which are red in New Zealand. And my mantra is, and I know this is going to sound absolutely wacky and crazy, but hey, you chose to have me on your show. I'm just letting you know that. But you can edit this out. um, is but if it helps anybody, I give this like as a silly thing because it's for me manifestation's got to be light, it's got to be easy, it's got to be flowing. And I just imagine my roof being open and I imagine these $100 notes coming in and I say, I'm a money magnet, I'm a money magnet. Maybe I was a pimp in a past life. I don't know. But and literally no jokes, as much as I laugh about it, but that I had to do it with the enthusiasm behind it and really believe that the money was just coming, that I was just attracting it. And and the next minute I'd get a client booking in. And this is when I very, very first started out in this living in New Zealand, because I had to start from a base platform once again when we first immigrated here 7 years ago. So that was what I used to do. Used to sit in my therapy room and just be like, oh, I feel so, when am I going to manifest? Come on, I'm good at what I do. Come on, guys, like speak to my team. And then I just got this, you know what? Open yourself up. Believe that you can manifest. So it's the art of belief in many
Mm.
different ways, but also working through the old belief systems of what we've been taught. Um, so I'll bring the Council of Eight through and I will, and just by the way, Trey, if you're going to yawn, get it out, okay? If your body needs to like stretch or, because that's often what we don't do because we're taught to sit in it. And the more our body releases, the better it is for us to just get that old stale energy out. Yes, you might be tired. Um, but when we're holding, we're told to sit and just take everything in.
Hmm.
But I always say to anybody, just really yawn. It's not
Are you feeling that right now?
rude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like I don't know. Did you want to yawn?
No, but you're making me want to yawn, and I'm like,
Okay, good. But it's old energy that we've got to get out. If you go do ayahuasca, it's a purger. We get it out of our systems.
yeah.
So exactly. So sometimes it's just like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a funk. So for me, it's good to just get it out, stretch, yawn, because we that's where we create the expansion in who we are. But I just, yeah, anyway. So I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but
All right,
take that up,
it's all
okay?
good. It's all good.
Okay,
It's authentic.
okay, awesome. All righty, I'll see you on the other side,
All
okay?
right, cool.
We welcome you today to this wonderful interaction between yourself and Michelle, and we thank you, we thank you, we thank you for, how do we say this? Connecting, reaching out, extending, observing. We find that in this journey of the human being, the species that you are, many of you are so inhibited in the way that you have been chosen, in the way that you believe to be true for you. Individually, yet on a cellular level, may we say to you that many of you and all of you and collectively in the interconnectedness of the oneness of creation, you are all being upgraded. You talk about the art of manifestation. Yourself and Michelle brought it to a point in time. And we say to you, Trey, that all of you within this interconnectedness of human beings is where the strength lies. So if we were to keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling at Michelle's fingers, there would be a breakthrough, would there not? What do we mean by this? When a human is pulling and pulling and pulling, yet pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, eventually there is a breakthrough. This is how the art of manifestation happens. Keep pushing through, keep pushing through. Yet it is very much about within the free flow of life. Life is not meant to be hard. Many humans make it hard. So there is a pulling, a pulling, a pulling, a pulling, where the atoms and molecules are repelling one another. Yet eventually there is a breakthrough and human beings say, aha, we did it. Yet then they decide to butt heads once again. And there is a repelling, a repelling, a repelling. This is how energy happens, works, yet this is the way you have been told to believe. Energy is always in flow, always, in many different ways. So when you are within the free flow of a conversation, as you and Michelle, it is easy, is it not?
Yes.
It is real, is it not?
Yeah.
And when one is feeling easy, when one is feeling calm, one is manifesting, are they not?
Absolutely.
So it depends on how you have inspected and been told many times, many times, many times, many times, many times, what does it feel like to manifest? Who am I when I manifest? What happens if? Many of you have been told that you are innately infinite in your wisdom, yourself included, Trey. Yet in the belief of not being told that you're not, believing that you're not, is where the repelling happens. The atoms and the molecules, are they not in free flow? We hope this makes sense.
Hmm. Absolutely. So I want to say thank you for coming and speaking with us today. I have
Thank
a couple of questions that I really am curious to ask you. I've been reading quite a bit about perennial knowledge, right? Like the idea that we are um, God, right? And my first question is, am I God imagining all of this happening in a simulation type of existence, if that makes sense?
Everything makes sense to us. And yes, infinitely in the intelligence of who you are on a cellular, soulful level, you are. You are an extension of God, of God's wisdom. You have many different fractals inside of this soul. Think of it like this. Souls may at times planet hop, picking up different sources of information. And in your infinite wisdom, we will keep saying it, infinite, it is being within the extension of who you are as an individual. Yet you have been taught different, have you not? So for you personally, there is an inquiring, a big question mark above your head, as you love to question. We think this is great. We know this is great. And as you find your own path, your own compass, it is about opening up the vault to the all, to the oneness of connection. And when one opens up, another one opens up, and another one opens up, and another one opens up. So think of it like this, Trey. Many doors. Which door do you choose?
Tell me what the door options are. How many doors are there?
Many, 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 many doors. Which drum do you beat? Everything is frequency, everything is vibration. The door that you choose is never the wrong door, is never the incorrect door. Yet once again, humans have been taught that when one door closes, another door opens. Yes, this is a truth on some certain level, yet many times humans may open doors, close doors, open doors, close doors, open doors, close doors, open doors, close doors. Energetically within their imprint, they open the door, look what's behind or out there, and then decide, not for me, too much. Yet if one was to expand in the openness of who they are, source, wisdom, pure space of being is where you find God inside of you. Does not matter how many doors open up, they all open up to help you shift into a different level of consciousness. You have heard of expansion, have you not, Trey?
Expansion in what way?
Expansion in every way. There is contraction, expansion.
Mm,
There are
yes.
universal laws. So when one is in a contracted space, one may feel stressed as a human being, correct?
Hmm.
Yet when one is expanding, 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 one is in the desire of freedom. So many words mean many different things to many different human beings. And as these words that are coming through us, through this voice box, through this portal, they land, do they not?
Hmm.
Or they may feel, not too sure. I'll sit with that. This is not good, this is not bad. This is where individually humans oscillate. They shift. And as they shift, and as they oscillate, and as they let go of the old, of what no longer serves them, the old belief systems, the old thought patterns, the old ways of being, the old emotions, the old karmic patterns, life starts to become easier. There is a centrifugal force that happens. Push, pull, pull, push, push, pull, pull, push. Hence, we take you back to this. Are you strong in who you are, or are you weak in who you are? Are you weak in who you are, or are you strong in who you are? You see, same,
Hmm.
same, yet different. Different perceptions, different ways of thinking. Thought is everything, yet emotionally in your energetic body, as Michelle, as she would say, put you on the spot, sensing that there may be a time, as we know, that there may be a time as we know, there may be a time as we know, there may be a time as we know. Hence, the brain takes you back into there may be a time as we know. There may be a time that I remember I didn't do that well. There may be a time as I remember that I failed. Men specifically in these times that have invested in themselves as you are, and yet you are investing your time in others, are you not?
Hmm.
There is an exchange of energy that is happening right now. You know from your engineering background how everything interfits or not. Push pull, push pull, push pull. And then when it fits easily. We hope this makes sense.
Hmm. Can you give me like a real life example, right? So you have from the description that Michelle has given us about um, your group have walked the earth, right? Can you give us an example, like a real life example of maybe your past experiences to this, to kind of give us a visualization of how this process works.
The process of being human, is that what you mean?
The process of like manifesting.
Okay, we thank you for that description. They are keys to wisdom. And as one unlocks their keys, you are all individually wise. We can give you a very simple description.
Bless.
We thank you. Notice how quickly and easily the manifestation happened. You did not have to say to Michelle, sneeze. We did not have to say to Michelle, we created a disharmony in her body in order to get out a sneeze. Instantaneously, you said bless you. We said thank you. That is manifestation. Super easy, is it not?
That's super easy. That's a real life example. But what about when manifestation gets a little complicated, a little dynamic, right? It is directly correlated with a desire, a dream, a wanting, a yearning for, whether that be a new career or a new partner or a new lifestyle. Like, how do we, in simple terms, resonate with that and bring that about into this reality?
Great question. We thank you for that. Humans are going through massive change. And as you are wanting more for yourselves individually, taking responsibility for yourselves, it is here the key to the witness and the being of witnessing yourself is within your heart's resonance. So again, we say to you, as you unlock, you unlock, you unlock, you unlock, you unlock, think of it as a big vault. Your Akashic records are a big vault. And in the vault, there is so much old wisdom, ancestral wisdom that lies inside of you, that lies inside of Michelle. And as you unlock the vault, sometimes you want to keep the vault closed, as you are not aware of how big the information is. The universe is vast. So we give you the simple example of a child manifesting from one single sperm and one single cell. Millions of sperm. Yet the sperm chose you. The sperm chose Michelle. And as the sperm chooses a cell, the egg, it is then formed. And as it is formed from this miracle space, it then comes into form, into this 3D existence. So think of it as easy as the two different cells connecting, talking, the two different antennas talking to one another. You talk to your spirit team, Michelle talks to us. We are her spirit team. We are your spirit team. We are here to give guidance. We are here to share guidance. As you know, there are many more individuals that are channeling, connecting to many different other forms, many different energies, many different entities that are out there. Some question, are they dark? Some question, are we dark? Some question, are they from the darkness? Well, everything is from the light. And in the art of manifestation, Trey, it is simple as thinking. Connection, connection. What am I thinking? Please notice how we said that. Thinking, connection, connection. What am I thinking? Yet in the vibration of who you are as individuals, when the vault is closed, the heart is closed. The heart does not believe that it is deserving. Yet when the vault is open, when the heart is open, there is more than enough to give and receive and give. More than enough to give and receive and give. Again, we give the example of collectively between yourself and Michelle. You know it is easy. There is conversation, there is chat, there is harmony, there is calm, there is wisdom, there is teachings, there is all of the above. And when something inside of you, please notice our hands, you, feels easy within the emotions of who you are, the emotional body, energy in motion, the creation, the manifestation, the desire, the dream comes into fruition. Yet you humans have been taught it's out there, it's out there, it's out there. It is as if we speak to you. Can you hear us? We think you're important. We'd like to connect with you, but we think it's easier that you speak to the back of our head, which is Michelle's head. Yet, when there is connection, the cells, the transmitters are talking to each other and they get excited. When one is excited, when one is in joy, when one is in bliss, when one is in an open space of, yep, I'm happy to give and receive and give. We are not taking energy, we are giving energy. Humanity forget at times that source divine energy is always in receiving, always in giving. It is a universal truth. So as you are extending and giving your time, and we honor you, we honor you, we honor you for you giving your time to create wisdom, to bring teachings to many, 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 many human beings. Would you like us to say how many million?
Sure.
Many, 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 hundreds of millions of people. Yet your thought has kept you small in how many you are going to touch, how many lives. You have many, many, many that you are interconnecting with already on an energetic level. Yet your thoughts hold you back. Your belief systems. You humans have so many belief systems.
Well, how do you clear those out? How do you clear that belief system out?
Say yes. You say yes. You say yes, bring it. Yes, bring it. Yes, bring it. We've got this. And as you upgrade in your cellular self, as you mentioned, letting go of the old trauma, the old vibration of heaviness, heaviness, heaviness. So when one feels heavy, when one feels heavy, this is the vibration of moving forward. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yet when one is in upliftment, when one is in a joyful space and state, one is open, one is ready to conceive. So simple, Trey, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
You make it sound very simple, right? I guess the
It
belief
is.
systems and the mind chatter make it very difficult for us to see exactly where we're at, right?
So may we make a suggestion?
Sure.
When humans take the word difficult out of their vocabulary, it becomes easy, does it not?
Mm-hmm.
When you hear yourself saying, so difficult, not enough time, so difficult, not enough time, notice the vibration feels heavy. Yet when one says, I am ready, bring it. I am ready. There is a very different, open, visceral feeling within the vibration of the frequency. And the frequency is chatting, is talking, is talking to all the molecules. And as the molecules are receiving the information comes in, it comes in, it comes in. It is simple. When the human is ready, there is a pause, there is a breath, there is space. Yet if we were to talk like this, would you be able to understand us? We are not too sure if you'd be able to understand us. You might be able to keep up us, but we're not too sure if you'd be able to keep up. You probably would, you probably would, you probably would. Most of you would probably be able to understand us as we like to speak very fast, but it is not humanly possible to keep up in that speed. You've got this, may we say, in the vibration of upliftment. When one is giving, one is receiving. Children have a statement. Same, same. If you were to dress your children in the same underwear, in the same t-shirts, in the same shorts, the oldest one may be unhappy, yet the youngest one going to school, seeing her little friend, would say, same, same. There's excitement. They get excited when they see each other. When humans become adults, they do not like same, same. There is a belief system around competition. Not enough, not enough, not enough, not enough. Even the slightest not enough. Notice how we are using Michelle's head subtly. This shifts the vibration, this shifts the vibration, this shifts the vibration. Yet when humans say, I am enough, I am enough, there is always enough. We hope this makes sense.
It seems so simple, right?
It always is, in all ways, simple. Yet in the dimensions of the 3D, it has become complicated. Humans like to make life complicated.
What
Yes,
does
we know
our
that is power.
what does our future look like though? Where are we headed? Like there is a shift, I feel like, in energy systems around the world. There seems to be a lot of confusion, a lot of uh, um, misrepresentation in the news and media about what true events are happening around the world. Where's humanity headed, and what message do you have for us?
We thank you for this question. We have said this many times on many different platforms to many different people. Please stop listening to mainstream media. And as we shift in the vibration of mainstream media, do you hear how we are putting it out there to all of you? Listen to us. We know what's right for all of you people. Does that feel easy? Does it feel light? Or does it feel heavy to you, Trey?
Well, I try not to pay attention to mainstream media, so it just feels heavy to me when we observe a lot of that information and a lot of that representation.
Correct. And so much has been told to you, forced upon you. We call it force feeding. You are being force fed what to believe, what to take on. Who's right, who's wrong? What do we do? So much frustration around the past pain, around the past experiences, around the past. We are not wanting to give specific timelines, as we are well aware, you are well aware as to what has happened within the earth. Yet this happened for humanity to wake up to humanity. Hence, there are gentlemen like yourself, there are people like Michelle, there are people that are wanting different for humans. So where to from now? Keep going, keep feeding. Simple. Keep giving information that is uplifting. Keep sharing into the connectiveness of the divine, of source, of oneness, of creation, of coming together. So many of you, as we are seeing it, have said time and time and time again, we wish we had our tribe. We wish we had our tribe. You are all tribal. You are all innately tribal. Some of you are hunters, some of you are gatherers, some of you are nurturers. And as the food is being regrown, as the food is being renourished, would you say this is a fair observation from where we are?
Mm-hmm.
So much more within the collective of growing in different soil, noticing that the soil is not thriving. So humans do not thrive. Earthworms do not thrive. This is the change that is happening for all of you. So where to from now? What do you see in the future? What do you see in the future? What do you want for your children? What do you want for you? Are the questions in the asking of the opening of the vault. From where we are, we know that there is only one universal space in which to live. Love, 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 love. Obliterate the fear. Love, 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 love. No, and it is not woo-woo. No, it is not wishy-washy. It is in the space of connection. Again, we say, when one loves themselves, your cells are listening. When you love your cells individually, which are all interconnected, which are the antennas that are talking to one another all the time. When one feeds himself with nourishing food, food is not only what you put into your mouths. Food is food for thought, books for thought, soul food. What fills your soul up? Would you be doing this if it didn't fill your soul up?
Mm-mm.
So think of it like this. You may enjoy a simple soup that is only having pumpkin and water and a bit of salt and pepper. Michelle may enjoy a soup that has meat in it, loads and loads of vegetables. You are all different in your different vibrations. Yet the one soup will taste different to the other soup. Which soup are you choosing? Do you want the smooth soup, the pumpkin soup, or do you want the soup that has chewy bits in it? And every day is different, is it not? One day you may feel like the smooth soup as your throat might be sore and you want to just slurp it down. Other days you want the chewy soup because you want to chew, you want to get into the grittiness of life. What do we mean by this? Sometimes life is gritty, sometimes life is smooth. You are able to choose the smooth path, yet it is in the upliftment of love. It is in the upliftment of compassion. It is in the upliftment of sharing sunshines or sunsets. Correct. So,
Beautiful.
we thank you.
Beautiful.
Do you have any other questions for us today?
That's all I have. Again, this has been such a magical conversation, and I'm always in awe whenever we're able to speak. So thank you so much.
We thank you, and may we please end off with a blessing of light
Sure.
for yourself and for ever is able to receive into their heart space. And we know and we thank you for all that you do. We are closing our eyes as we are blessing you, we are blessing you, we are blessing you. You are on a space of timelessness, beloved one. There is enough time for everything. There is enough time for you to be deserving of receiving of everything that you are manifesting. We see how you are manifesting continuously. Let go, 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 let go of the old thoughts that no longer serve you. As you sometimes open the door, close the door, open the door, close the door, open the door, close the door. Where we're going with this, we ask of you to stop beating yourself up. You are doing a magnificent job. And we see that you are bringing upliftment to the world. So we, as the beings of light that we are, we thank you and we acknowledge you. And this blessing of light is for you specifically. So if you may, if you want to, allow the breath to flow in and out, in and out, in and out, please. We see you and we thank you. Namaste. Hi.
You weren't joking. They can hit a note.
They sure can. They sure can.
They can
Um,
hit a note. Ooh.
yeah, yeah.
How do you feel?
Amazing. I'm always in absolute awe and grace of what they share and how they share it. And I, oh man, I just feel so blessed and so lucky.
Mm. Yeah. I feel like I can speak to them forever. Maybe I am on some different level, maybe. But Michelle, I can't thank you enough for hanging out. Like I feel like every time we connect, it's always a natural flow of friendship and communion and good times for sure. So I
Yeah.
can't thank you enough. How can people connect with you?
Please go into my website www.michellecarpenter.co.nz, and as an offering, we have a Council of Eight community gathering which happens every Monday morning, 8 a.m. New Zealand daytime, which on my webs no, not on my no, I'm talking nonsense. I was going to look at my phone because I know that you have different timelines in the States, but I think PDT is 1 p.m. on your Sunday, so it's every Monday morning, hour 8 a.m., and your Sunday. Eastern time, I think, is 3 or 4 p.m., and Central time is I think Central's first, 3 p.m., and then Eastern time is 4 p.m.
Eastern time is yeah. Eastern time is before Central, so it's um
Oh, got you.
yeah, Eastern time first, and then Central, then Mountain, and then Pacific.
Awesome,
Yep.
awesome. So those happen every Monday morning, and then we have you can book in a session, a one-on-one with a council of eight, or you can book in a mediumship session individually. But I feel incredibly honored to be here, and I'm always incredibly honored to walk with anybody in their journey, to share, to observe, and if I may just say that we are worth the work that we're all putting in to this new age of being. You know, they call it the golden era that's coming, the golden light. And a lot of us are seeing that. A lot of us are interconnecting because we want different. There's no doubt that I know that everybody wants different, but sometimes the difference brings, or the evolution inside of us brings big changes, which sometimes we resist the change.
Mm,
But I most
absolutely.
certainly, yeah, I most certainly am not buying into the narrative of fear anymore. People project a lot of that at times, you know, just on a social basis. And I just go, okay, alrighty, you're welcome to, you know, I don't engage in that. Yes, but do you know there's a golden era?
What did they say? They said, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let
Yep,
go that
that's
fear.
that's it. Yeah, good. Well,
Awesome.
you've got a daughter. What have you ever watched? Frozen? Let it go,
Oh my
let
God. How
it
many times have I
go.
watched that? Yeah. How
Exactly.
many times have I listened to that? Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Let it
sure.
go. Let it go.
Let it go, let it go. Exactly. What do you mean, let it go? Yeah, exactly. But thank you, Trey.
uh until next time, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
This has been awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Trey.